Welcome to Workshop Day 4. Today we're doing an introduction to sequences. We're going to talk about some different things you can do with sequences and the problems you'll occur with sequences. You should probably take notes because we're going to also talk about a lot of formulas today. And formulas are pretty hard to memorize the first time you see them, so make sure you write them down so whenever you review or you're looking for it, you'll have it down. But we will give you guys the slides afterwards.
Yeah, so for today's topic, it's going to be over sequences, and there's two specific topics in sequences that we're going to cover, and that is finding the sum of any sequences and solving backwards from sequences. Wait, Olivia, are you doing the transitions?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and then after we go over those two topics for sequences, we're going to have a sequences Kahoot just to review them. And then after that, we're going to have review time. And in this time, you guys will be able to ask any questions on past topics we've covered, whether it's multiplication or Roman numerals, anything we've covered before, and you guys will be able to ask any questions on that and just to review the tricks. And then after that, we'll have our review Kahoot, which will cover topics that we've gone over the past 3 workshops, or all of them basically. So make use of your review time well, because that'll help in the Kahoot.
So now we're going to hop into sequences and a little bit about sequences and how you see them in most competitions. Sequences are numbers like these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a sequence. Any consecutive numbers are sequences. These are consecutive numbers, but these are also consecutive because they increase by the same interval. So this one, 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8, and so the pattern continues. So this is also a sequence. On a test, you'll often see questions about sequences like this. What's the sum of 3 plus 7? And so this is a sequence, and it increases by 4, and it starts at 3. So the first term is 3, the last term is 31, and the step size is 4, because that's by how much it increases. So these seem kind of intimidating, and you're going to wonder how you're going to be able to add all these numbers, because it's pretty hard to go 3 plus 7 is 10, 10 plus 11 is 21. And once you get to 31, you're already going to have too many numbers in your head. So we'll have one formula for you to solve all of these problems.
Yeah, and so that formula is basically, you want to first find the number of terms of the sequence, and the number of terms meaning however many numbers there are in the sequence. And then once you find the number of terms, you multiply that by the first term plus the last term and divide that by 2. So to find the number of terms, there's another equation to that. So this equation is for the number of terms, and then the equation above is just finding the sum of it. So for the number of terms, you have to first subtract the first number from the last number, so last minus first, and then divide that by the step size, which is basically the sequence rule, or how it increases by each time. And then once you divide it by the step size, you want to add it to 1, and this one is pretty important. So an example, let's say you have in a sequence 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15 and so on all the way to 31. What you first want to do is find the number of terms. So you want to use this equation right here. And that is the last number minus the first, so 31 minus 3, which is 28, divided by the step size, so 4, and 28 divided by 4 is 7. And then you want to add 1 to that, which is 8. And there are 8 terms in this sequence. Then once you have the number of terms, you can solve the second half of the equation by doing the first term, 3, plus the last term, 31, so that's 34, divided by 2, 17. And then you can just multiply 17 and 8 together to get 136. And 136 is basically the sum of that sequence. Any questions on that? And we'll have examples later.
I think we're good to move on. Hopefully you got that all written down.
Yeah, just make sure you have the formula. Alright, so for example, oh wait, no. That's you, right, Olivia?
Oh, sorry. I blanked out. Okay, so for the first example, we're going to move into is 2 plus 5 plus 8 plus 11 all the way up to 29. If you already know the answer, you can go ahead and say it. But the way you would work this is you would look at the steps and you'd first find the number of terms. The number of terms is always the first minus the last, or the last minus the first. Sorry. The largest number minus the smallest, so the last minus the first. Then divide by the step size, and we see here 5 minus 2 is 3, so it increases by 3. Then you divide by 3, so we have 27 divided by 3, which is 9, plus 1, and you get 10. That's the number of terms. Then if you apply the sequence, you get 10, which is the number of terms, times the last term in the first term. Then you divide by 2, and you get 155. Really close. Yeah, you just forgot to divide by 2. That's okay. Good try. So now it's your turn. Try to add up all the numbers from 1 to 19. You back, Adve. You'll probably have to watch the video later though, because we just went over the formula. We have someone saying 190. Do people agree or disagree? Okay. Himanshi agrees with Owen. So what about the rest of you guys? Give you more time in case you're still solving. Okay, agree. Math problems, this might take a while, so. We have 5 responses. I'm going to go ahead and move on. If we're not done, that's okay. So look at the steps. First, we're going to find the number of terms. So the last term minus the first term, you get 18. And the step size is just 1. So you divide by 1. You add 1. It's 18 plus 1 is 19. Then you plug in the answer to the equation. Since you have the number of terms is 19 times the first and the last term. Then you divide by 2 and you get 190. Good job, guys. More examples. So now try adding up from 4 to 25 with intervals of 3. I'm going to set a timer for a minute. And then once the timer goes off. Okay. I see one answer. You still have less than 30 seconds. Since everybody's getting different answers, maybe you should double check your answers and see if you still agree. Okay. Timer went off. So I'm going to go over it now. It seems like most of you agree with 116, so let's see if that's right. So you go through the steps. The number of terms is the last number minus the first, so 25 minus 4, and you get 21 divided by 3, which is the step size. 7 plus 1 is 8. So you have the number of terms is 8, and you use the formula 116. Good job, guys. Most of you got it. And the rest of you were pretty close.
Okay, so that was finding the sum of any sequence. And some questions also want you to solve backwards from sequences. And this is done by, they basically give you the sum of the sequence already, and they ask you to find a specific number in the sequence. And this could look like, uh, so like, wait, Olivia, could you?
Oh, sorry. It's like being really laggy, so I'm having difficulty. Because I
Oh,
click and it doesn't.
okay. Yeah, so this could look like, for example, the sum of three consecutive numbers is 117. What is the smallest of the three? So basically, it gave you the sum to be 117, and it's asking you what's the first number or the smallest number. And to do that, what you want to do first is you want to take the sum that they give you and divide it by however many numbers there are. So in this case, the sum is 117, and there are three total numbers. So you would divide 117 by 3, and that would give you 39. And whenever you do that, that'll basically give you the middle number of the sequence. So 39 in this case would be the middle number. Now, but you know that there's three total numbers and that 39 is the middle number. So that means that there's still one number ahead of 39 and one number behind. And this is asking you the smallest one, so meaning the number that's behind 39. So to do that, you want to take note of the spacing between the numbers, or otherwise known as the step size. And then with that step size, you want to either add or subtract from the middle number. So in this case, it wants you to find the smallest one, so you want to subtract from the middle number. And the step size in this case would be 1 because it's consecutive numbers, and consecutive basically means they come right after one another. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 13, 14. Those are examples of consecutive numbers, which have a step size of 1. So you can just subtract 1 from 39 to get 38, and that's the smallest number in the sequence. And explanation, so doing the first step basically gives you the middle number, and then with that middle number you are able to go to the number ahead or behind, either adding or subtracting by the step size. Okay, so some examples. So for the first one, the sum of three consecutive.
Oh, did you have a question?
Oh no, that was just an accident.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so one example, the sum of three consecutive numbers is 207, and what is the smallest of the three? So what you first want to do is you want to take the sum and divide it by however many numbers there are. So in this case, there are three numbers. So 207 divided by 3 is 69. And now it's asking you to find the smallest number. So you want to subtract and from with the step size. And since it's consecutive, the step size is 1. So all you would need to do is just subtract 1 from 69 to get 68, and that's the answer. Now you guys tried this problem, and just type it in the general discussion.
I can set a timer for a minute again. That way we know.
Okay, yeah.
That way hopefully it's enough time for you guys to figure it out. Hey, that was pretty fast. 2 different answers though. Yep. Once you get your number, double check. Add those numbers back up again. Seconds left. Answers in now. Okay.
Okay, yeah, so for this one, 5 consecutive numbers add up to 120, and it's asking you what's the largest of the 5. So what you first want to do is just get the sum and divide it by the 5, because that's how many numbers there are in the sequence, and you get 24. And the 24 is basically the middle number of the sequence. Now, since there are 5 total numbers, you know that 24 has to be the third one, So there's 2 ahead of it and 2 behind. And since it's asking you what's the largest of the 5, or in other words, what's the 5th number, you just add 2 to 24 to get 26. And 1 is the step size, but since there's 2, you would add it by 2.
Have you got it?
Yeah, most of them, yeah. Alright, yeah, so now you guys tried these. This may be a bit tricky, but hopefully you guys can get it.
Starting the timer. Okay. 10 seconds left. I can give you more time since only one person has said an answer. I'll give you an extra 30 seconds or a minute, depending on. I see a lot of different answers.
Yeah.
To be more in agreement with 21.
Okay, I think we should go over it now.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah, we have 5 seconds left anyway.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, this one was a bit tricky because it had 4 numbers instead of an odd number. So when you have an even number, you technically don't really have a middle, like a whole middle number. Instead, you have a decimal that's a middle number. So for this, what you want to do is you would divide 78 by 4, and that's sort of technically the middle number, but not really, because there is no middle number in a sequence of even digits. So what you would have to do is you would have to minus 1.5 from 19.5 to get the smallest number. So minusing 0.5 would basically give you the one number, and then you would have to subtract 1 from it again to get the smallest number. So that's why the answer is 18. For these, whenever you're given an even amount of numbers, we recommend you use the next method we're about to show you. So don't worry if you guys didn't get this. This is probably not the best method to use, especially if you're given an even amount of numbers.
Wait, I'm going to add something here. Whenever you divide, if there's 4 numbers, this is going to give you, since there's an even number of numbers, this is going to give you the one in the very middle. So it's in between the 2 middle numbers. So it's between 19 and 20, which are the 2 middle numbers. So that's also a way you can think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Himanshi, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're looking for the smallest. Okay. Here's the second method. And this one involves a little bit of algebra. So you should know how to use variables for this. And this works even if the number isn't divisible by the number of numbers. So if you think of the numbers as x, x plus 1, x plus 2, or if it's adding by any other numbers, you can have x, x plus 3, x plus 5. You can use any amount because x is just an arbitrary number. For example, if you look at the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if x is 1, then the next term is 2, and that can be represented as x plus 1, 1 plus 1, x plus 2, x plus 3, and you could keep going. And likewise, if you have consecutive even numbers, you could have x, x plus 2, x plus 4, so that could be like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So this way you can represent any number. So if we look at the first example we had earlier, the sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 117. What is the smallest of the 3? We've seen this before, so let's try solving it a different way now. If we let x be the smallest number, then the next biggest number is going to be x plus 1 and x plus 2 because they're consecutive. And they add up to 117, so all you have to do is solve. X plus x is 3x, and then the 1 plus 2 makes it 3. So you simplify it to here. And if you subtract 3 from both sides, you get 114 is equal to 3x.
One question.
Yeah.
Which one's easier?
That's personal preference. I like this one better, but sometimes if the number is directly divisible, it's easier to just divide. And if you have scratch paper, I would probably do this one because it's safer. But on number sense and things like that, dividing might might be the best method to go.
Alright.
Yeah, this is more meant for even numbers. It's especially helpful for even numbers, like the last one had. But for the first method, it's best to do it when you have odd numbers in a sequence.
I do this in my head a lot. I do this in my head a lot often. So if you can visualize this and you like this one better, then I just stick with this one. But yeah, you get x is equal to 38 once you divide both sides by 3. So note that you can also use x minus 1, x, and x plus 1. So here they ask for the smallest number. But if they ask for the middle number, you could say the middle number is x, and you set x as the middle number. Then the one that comes before it is x minus 1, and the one that comes after it is x plus 1. So just notice that this one is more flexible in a way that you just can represent anything. So now we're going to look at an example. The sum of 3 consecutive numbers is 207. What is the smallest of the 3? So let's show this with the second method. 207 can be shown. I just wanted to show you solving this with x as the middle number. So in the end, when you're looking for the smallest number, you just have to remember to subtract 1 if you put it this way. So the 1 and the negative 1 cancel out, so you just have 207 is equal to 3x. So if you divide, x is 69, so the smallest number is 68. Does that make sense? Do we have any more questions? If not, then we're going to move on to this one. So try using this method to solve this. 3 even consecutive numbers add up to 78. Find the middle number. So be careful with the fact that it's even consecutive numbers. I started the timer. Okay, we have a lot of answers. You have 5 seconds left to get your last word in. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and explain it. If you're still working, that's okay. So if we set x to be the middle number, which is what we're looking for, 78 is equal to x plus x plus 2 plus x minus 2. So this is the even number that comes before it and the even number that comes after it. So the negative 2 and the 2 cancel out, and you get 78 is equal to 3x. If you divide both sides by 3, you get x is 26. Good job, guys. All of you got that. Well, the ones who...
Sorry, I have a question.
Go ahead.
I don't get the step 2.
Step 2.
Yes.
Okay, so if we said x is going to be the middle number, right? And if we have 3 even consecutive numbers, then if x is the middle one, there's going to be one after x and one before x. And since they have to be even numbers, it'll be something like 2, 4, 6 or 12, 14, 16. It's a sequence of even numbers, so they increase and decrease by 2, which is why if with x is the middle number, the one that comes before it is going to be the same thing as x minus 2, and the one that after it is going to be x plus 2. Does that make more sense, maybe?
No.
Okay, what do you not understand?
So what's the value of x though?
Oh, x is the middle number. We're looking for x. We pretend x is just the middle number. We don't know what it is, but we're going to use the equation to figure it out.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Let me know if you have more questions.
Okay.
That was a really good question. X is just whatever we want it to be, so if we say it's the middle number, then we can solve for it. You're basically writing your own equations. So once you finish, always try to double check if your number is reasonable or not. So if we add them together, we get not 150, but try this one.
Yeah, it was, but try using the different method, the second method on this one.
Okay, you guys have 20 seconds, but I think a lot of you already have answers. Okay. Do you guys want more time or should I? I think a lot of you gave answers.
Yeah.
And to the person who asked, we already did this, yes, but we want you to try it with the second method. Oh, sorry, Block's already answered that. 120 can be seen. So x plus 4 is going to be the largest number. And we can say x is the smallest number, so you have 5 numbers would be x, x plus 1, x plus 2, all the way up to 4. And notice that another way you could do it is you could have x to be the largest number, and then you could do x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3, x minus 4. That's also another way to approach it. You'd get the same answer either way. You just have to remember to add 4 at the end since this x is the smallest number here. So once you add all these together, you get 5x plus 10 is equal to 120. So 5x is equal to 120 or 110, and x is equal to 22. But you have to add back the 4 since we're looking for the largest number. And you get x plus 4 is 26. Good job. And always double check. Alright, so we've reached the end of the lesson portion of today. We're going to remind you that we have a worksheet, and then we're going to move into a Kahoot.
Yeah, and I'm also going to put a poll in for if you guys like the first method better or the second one. It should be
Right. Oh, could you put the second one in later too? Because I closed this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so let us know. Did you like using, which method do you like better? It's in the polls discussion. Dividing or using x? Okay. I see more of you like dividing, which makes sense. It's more straightforward. Oh, one person said x. I like x better.
Okay, I put another poll in, and that's basically asking you what your favorite topic was so far over all of the topics we've covered in our previous workshops, including this one.
last workshop, most people said that they like Roman numerals the most. Oh, it looks like you guys like Roman numerals too.
Yeah.
Tell us why. Man, you guys love Roman numerals. It's easy. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So Roman numerals wins, and the first method also wins. Okay, so we're gonna have a Google survey, and we'll send out the link now. But it's also in the announcements. We'll put it in the discussion. But if you guys can fill out this survey, it really helps us out because we can figure out what was too hard, whether you guys liked it, if you're coming back, so we know how many of you to expect to see back, and then which topics were your favorite. You can also give us more feedback, which always helps. And if you don't have any, that's okay. Still fill it out anyway. But now we're going to move to the Kahoots.
Wait, do you want to put the poll in for like the music one?
Wait, did we already do the survey?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna post the link. So I'm gonna stop streaming, and then Laksh is gonna open the Kahoots. And while he's doing that, I'll post the link.
I thought we already did it.
The Google survey.
Yeah.
Oh, you might have seen it in the announcement. So some of you might have done it already.
Okay.
Did you see it in announcements and do it right away?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you.
It's a different class though.
We posted it at the time because that class needed to see it. But this workshop, since you guys are at a different time, you guys just get everything an hour later. Ish. You don't have to fill it out now. You can wait till after class.
I don't think it's just me because I can't click anything.
What do you mean?
Like I can't click the circle thingies.
Circle thingies?
Yeah, on the survey thing.
That's odd. Does anyone else have that issue?
Just try refreshing your screen.
That might help. My screen just froze, so I won't be able to do anything for the next. Hey, Laksh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna disconnect for a moment because my laptop is being slow for a moment, so I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
I still can't.
Okay, here, just don't worry about filling it out now. Try doing it later, just after the workshop, and if it still doesn't work, just let us know and we'll try to do something. Okay, I should be live with the Kahoot now, so just go ahead and join.
Oh yikes, I can't even disconnect. Something is wrong with my laptop. It's fine. Kahoot pin is 41928, right?
41928, yeah.
Oh, and with the person who had the question about the circles not working, I don't know if we'd be able to fix that because I think that's a Google survey problem. Oh yeah, I'm back to being okay. I think you're Sai. Am I pronouncing that correctly? The circles work for me, so maybe it's just your whatever you're on right now. It might not be working.
The I in my name, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, you are allowed to use scratch paper.
Yeah, you probably want it.
Yeah.
Oh, the music. What do you guys We can vote for the next one. I just have to make the poll again really quickly.
Bro, chill with the music, man.
Because the last class had different opinions on what the music should be. So let me pull up that poll.
I mean, that's still good. You're doing it all in your head. That's even better for number sense.
Oh yeah, if you can, like, we applaud you. I should probably copy and paste this question so I don't have to ever write it again.
Alright, I think we should have all of them now. So I'm gonna go ahead and start.
I can't see your screen anymore.
Okay, I'll screen share his
Yeah, me
screen
too.
so that you guys can see it. But before I do that, I'm gonna put up a poll which Kahoot music you guys would want for the next review Kahoot. You guys can pick the music. Let me just do something and then I will let you guys.
Alright, yeah, just remember to add the 1 at the end, and I'll wait for a bit since...
Okay, I'm gonna share my screen. So those of you who can't see Lakshya's screen, join mine and see if. Oh, Laksh, you're still loading. Can you try stop streaming for a moment, maybe?
Yeah.
Oh, it works now.
Oh, okay.
It's good now.
Can everyone see it now?
I
Yes.
can see.
I guess he can see. We
Alright.
can move forward.
Wait, why is it 13 though?
So,
Why
because...
is it?
What did you get?
I got 11 for some reason.
You might have made a small mistake, but yeah, I think it was the number of terms, right?
Yes.
It's the last number, which I think was like 50 something, minus the first number. And then you'll get some number. And once you divide by the step sequence, you'll get 12. And then you add 1, and it becomes 13.
So I think it was 53 minus 5, so that's 48, and you divide by the step size, which was I think 4, so that's 12. You have to add the 1 to it, so that's 13.
Okay. Thank you.
Problem. Keep asking questions.
Yeah, there's infinitely many because there's also infinitely many numbers, so there's infinitely many sequences too.
Your screen froze.
Both of
Oh yeah,
ours?
Laksh, your screen is frozen, so technically mine shows.
Oh.
Oh, it's fine now.
Oh.
I think whenever you hover over the Discord thing, for some reason, it just refreshes.
Oh,
Wait, try it again. Add something. This sequence is like the most commonly seen. You'll usually see consecutive numbers from 1 and on. The most common. Oh, why monkey is in the lead? It froze again.
I'll just try disconnecting and after this question.
Do you have Discord open somewhere?
I don't.
Okay.
It should figure out. I think it's fine because you can still see the question and all the answers. Oh, we should talk about this.
Oh, yeah. So it is true because, so yeah, you need the number of terms times the first and the last. Or you need a number of terms times the first term plus
Watch, isn't it minus the last term? Oh, this is the sum of the sequence.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
-1 is to find the number of terms, so this is the sum. So
Sorry guys. It froze again. Oh, there we go. It froze again. And we're good.
Okay. Yeah, so for this one, it says the sum of the digits, so you needed to find the digits, the smallest number, which was 19, and then you needed to add 1 and 9 together to get 10.
The music changed.
Yeah, I think it depends on like the time of the question.
Yeah. is the best music. I agree. The most eventful.
It froze again.
Oh yeah. Fine, as long as you can see. Oh, it's back. Yeah, I think whenever you just hover over Discord for some reason, it just comes back. Froze again.
Oh.
And we're back.
Okay. Do you want me to like stop sharing and share again, or?
I mean, we're almost done, so let's just.
Wait, how did you solve that problem though?
How do you solve that problem?
Hmm?
How do you solve it?
Yes.
Okay, so you take the last term, which was 107, plus the first term, which I
Or-
don't. I think it was 100.
No, so you have to find the number of terms first, and I think the last one was 107, the first one was 7, so the difference
Okay.
is 100, and then you want to divide by the step size. The step size I think that was 10, so divide by 10 is just 10, and then you want to add that to 1 to get 11 for the number of terms, and then you want to do the first term plus the last term, so that's 107 plus 7, 114, and divide that by 2, you get 57. You 57 the step or the number of terms, which was 11. That 57 times 11 should give you that.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. So this is false because the step size isn't just the difference of any two terms. The two terms have to be next to each other to get the true step size. So yeah.
Pretty good. Last one.
Froze.
Fine. As long as you can see it. I mean, you see the question, right?
Yeah, but it's just super annoying.
job,
Yeah.
guys.
Good job. Okay, so
Okay, before we go to the review, is there anything that you guys want us to go over really quickly beforehand, or? If not, then let's check to see which Kahoot music won, and then we'll start the review Kahoot. Only one person voted, and it was for Christmas. So I guess we're gonna go with Christmas, unless you guys vote. Okay, someone said fantasy, and someone said 8-bit. Oh, okay. We might be doing fantasy.
alright.
I kind of want to hear Christmas, though.
Check the poll again.
Okay, so I guess Christmas won. By a lot, so I guess we're listening to Christmas music. Juan is excited.
Alright, yeah, this Kahoot should be shared now.
I've never heard the Christmas version.
Yeah, so this Kahoot will feature questions over everything we've done so far, and it'll also be split into 2 sections. The first section will be just mental work, so try to do everything in your head, and the next section will be scratch work, so you can use paper for that. Okay, does anyone... Okay.
Are we still waiting on someone? If not, we're just gonna start.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start now.
It switched back to normal music. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah, it does. Yep, just to repeat.
I know, Advay. Like Monkey is winning again.
So this is false because you don't carry over the ones digit, you actually carry over the tens digit. So that was the trick for this one. Yeah, so this one was, I think, 909 minus 405, so, or 404, so that should give you 505. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Okay, you can, from now on, you guys can use Scratchwork.
Your screen froze. Never mind.
Okay.
I think you just have to give it some time.
I wanted to say true.
Wait, sorry, what?
I meant to say true. I just clicked. I thought red was false or like blue was false.
Oh. So yeah, use the previous prime factorization to help you on this. Yeah, just add 1 to each exponent and then multiply. Alright, last question.
Wait, is there a correct answer?
No.
Don't worry.
I'm a genius.
I don't know who that is, but good job. Congrats to everyone. Thanks for sticking with us till the end.
That guy stole it from me. I had it first.
Are you Christmas?
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. I'm sorry.